All right, everybody. Y'all know the drill already. Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to FIFA Fridays.
let's dive straight into this, man. Hopefully, everybody's having an amazing Friday. I hope you all are in great health, great spirits. We have a lot to go over today, guys. Brace yourselves. Make sure you have your snacks, your food, your drinks, your coffee, your tea, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Your booze on some occasion. What for my booze drinkers out there. But guys, over this past week, we've gotten Caitlin Clark shoe announcements. We got Caitlin Clark Gatorade announcement. We got Caitlin Clark in Florida announcement. We have Kelsey Mitchell sound bites. We have WNBA CBA proposals and negotiations, things of that nature to go over. We have a couple other things in line in store. Does this mean that hell has frozen over? Dwarf Clone is early. Man, my boy Dwarf Clone is in here early. W Dwarf, man. W Dwarf Greg is in here early. Leland, okay, the OGs is in here early. All right, chat. So we shouldn't waste any time. We should just dive straight into all of this. You know what I'm saying? So as you guys can see, shout out to B-Son.
Who the fuck is Sword? What
Alright.
are you doing?
So let's start off with this. Britt Shellhammer, hopefully I'm saying your last name properly, says, back in December, I shot a Gatorade commercial with Caitlin Clark to promote the release of the Rainberry flavor. Thank you, Caitlin, for a signed pair of the Vanessa Bryant Kobe's. Stay tuned for the commercial release in March. Shout out to Britt. Look at CC, man. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. Like, when is CC gonna come to my job? You know what I'm saying? Like, CC, you got an open invitation over here, you know? You open to be a guest over here, or I can be a guest wherever you are, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is fire. CC just so selfless. Do you guys know that the website crashed in minutes over a Gatorade bottle? Like, Caitlin, like, it's over, man. This influence is something crazy. Wait till she drops her shoes, man. You can see the comments. They look so good. What an awesome opportunity to be in a commercial with CC. Can't wait to see the commercial. Cool shoes. Why Nike can't make proper sleeve length of their clothes. Even CC has to roll her sleeves. Did she? Oh my God, I didn't even notice. Caitlin had to roll her sleeves up. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. But moving on, though. Y'all crashed the site for a Gatorade bottle. That shoe drop is going to be impossible. Yep. When she dropped those shoes, it's going to be it's going to be a problem. It is. You know what I'm saying? Dwarf Clone coming in with the 20 bomb early. Says, I think that adds on a 26 season is about 25%. Those W players will let the league burn before they let CC cook. Oh my gosh, man. Dwarf Clone, I know. Like, it's just the jealousy can pile up. But then again, I'm starting to think about it. It's like, do you really think that they're going to piss away $500,000 to $1 million over their pride, over just CC? That's where I'm at right now. Like, if it was like the old CBA where they was just making like 200K max and like 80,000, 90,000 minimum, it's like they might piss that away and go to Unrivaled Project B. But now that I'm thinking about it, I do think that these girls aren't that stupid. Like, they're not gonna piss away $500 to $1 million in year one. You know what I'm saying? Do you know anyone? Hey, Hey, Dwarf Clone. Hey, listen, man. If we going over with the woman in my area, okay, I understand. But if that's universal, then we're ultimately fried, man. We are ultimately fried. They pissing it away already. Man, listen, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. That's my final hope. You know, this is probably just my way of coping. But if they're that stupid to piss away that much money over just a few percentages that will meet their standards in just 4 to 5 years, holy, that would be a shame. And now Tyrese, wait, hold on. It says Caitlin and Tyrese say yes to can a boy and girl have a bromance? A correlation said Caitlin and Tyrese says yes. Yes, this is what you call a bromance. Caitlin and Tyrese Halliburton are genuinely best friends. I love that the internet is not being weird with these two, and they just allow them to both be friends of each other, you know, without forcing weird narratives on them. And now Tyrese teams up with Caitlin in a new Gatorade ad announcing the return of the Rainberry flavor. Quote, it's got your face on it.
Tyrese!
What's up, y'all? It's Tyrese here to surprise my girl, Caitlin. Gatorade has brought back her favorite flavor, Rainberry, now with lower sugar.
Rainberry. Best Gatorade flavor that's ever been invented right here.
Try it and tell me if it tastes the same.
Even better than I remember. It's not even close.
And it's got your face on it.
Look at Cece all glammed up, so happy in her
Flavor
element.
that's ever been invented right here.
Try it and tell me if it tastes the same.
Look how animated
Gatorade
she
flavor
is.
that's ever been invented right here.
Try it and tell me if it tastes the same.
Even better than I remember. It's not even close.
And it's got your face on it.
They're already pushing for a shortened season. Yes, they are that hard-headed. Oh my gosh, that'll be embarrassing, you know? They're going to play, they're getting a 4 times pay raise and they didn't say yes. It's closer to 5 times now. Yeah, it is closer to 5 times. Anna is in here. What's going on, Anna? But yeah, I mean, listen, if they piss away that much money, that'll be a shame, man. Like that's life-changing money right there, you know? Especially when you consider how many years that these players have left in the tank. Like, they can genuinely change their future just because of this woman on your screen, C22 herself. Like, that would be a shame to piss away. Like, I know people's aunts, moms, and dads are like, girls, y'all better put that pen on paper, like, now. Because you got to think about it. These players talk with their families. So I'm pretty sure most of these players were just telling their parents, like, yo, even if we deserve to be getting at least $500,000, maybe, you know, 3/4 to $1 million, 750. Like, I know they were talking and having these conversations with their families not too long ago. And now that Caitlin Clark came into the league, they're able to make over $1 million. And now they're still saying that's not enough. They still want percentages. You know, they want to increase the gross revenue. Like, it's like, come on, girl. Like, the fans are here. They are here to invest. They're here to see if this movement is sustainable. And you're kind of pissing away a lot of fans right now because it's like, we got stuff going on in real life. Like, your casual fan is not sticking around for this nonsense. It's like, if there's a season, we'll be back. If it's not, no. You know, it's not like me and the other creators and the others fans who are genuinely fans of the sport or a certain player that'll stick around and hope for a CBA to be signed. The majority of fans right now in the WNBA are casuals. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, and yes, even a big portion of that CC fans, a lot of them are casual as well. They just stick with CC. You think they're here for the league? No. So if you don't get your act together, ladies, y'all gonna piss away something that's never gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? Or at least not in your lifetime. So hopefully they come to their senses, you know. Rainberry is back now with no artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners, and lower sugar. Hold on. They might have me. You know, I don't really drink juice, but no artificial flavors? You know what I'm saying? Lower sugar, no colors, artificial colors or sweeteners. So is this like healthy? I'm gonna have to genuinely, I was gonna get this just for display, just to have it. But if it's healthy, I'll drink it. And then get my electrolytes in. Rainberry, man. Did Caitlin Clark get hands on and talk about what flavor she likes? What's up, y'all? It's Tyrese here to surprise my girl Caitlin. And look how happy Caitlin Clark looks, man. Smiling ear to ear, all glammed out. Listen, I told you already. I think CC is hitting another glow up. Like, I don't know if it's like I said before, I don't know if it's maturity. It's something about CC that, like, her looks are improving at a rapid rate. And like I said, it's not like she was you know what I'm saying, like she wasn't attractive before. It's just like now it's on another level, you know what I'm saying? I'm moving on. You love to see it though, you know what I'm saying? CC in her happy place. Moving on, let's see if we got everything. Caitlin, please don't put out a limited release of your shoes. This Gatorade limited release drop was chaos, and this is just Gatorade. Your shoes are gonna melt down the internet if you don't release a lot of them. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Erica, but CC is going to release a limited amount of shoes. No matter how you guys slice the apple, this is just how Nike operates. And it's just a business thing, you know what I'm saying? They want to see, despite knowing it already, they want to see if the Caitlin Clark effect is real. Nike have done this test multiple times. If you guys want to go back in history, you can. We all know Nike 100% is not they're going to release limited shoes. Caitlin Clark is going to sell out in minutes, maybe even less than a minute when her sneakers drop. The site crashed though when she released a Gatorade. Like, just hear what I'm saying, y'all. They're debating and saying Caitlin Clark is not the most famous women's sports athlete or just the most famous athlete in the world right now. At least in the basketball world, she is. And the fact that she's selling, like, come on, man, what are we talking about right now? You know, what did Ken Swift say? Can't believe I spent $22 on this silly thing, but I wasn't the only one. Website had major issues processing my order, literally like a Nike sneaker drop. When she releases her shoe, it's going to be pandemonium. Yes, indeed, it will be. Kaylin's influence is insane, man. Oh, man. Hopefully we're not missing nothing else, right? Yeah, she loves Tyrese Halliburton, though. That's one thing for sure. I didn't get the Caitlin Clark Gatorade. Look at the video they posted attached to it. Oh, my God. Hopefully I'll get my Gatorade, man. Hopefully somebody hooked me up because I couldn't get it. All right, let's move on, though. Let's move on. So, if you guys haven't heard already, Caitlin Clark, her first signature sneaker with Nike is set to debut in holiday 2026. Can you guys let me know, what does holiday 2026 mean? Does that mean spring, summer, fall? Like what they mean by holiday 2026? What do they mean by that, chat? Hopefully they mean May, right? Okay, yeah. Christmas? What? No way. Y'all gotta be trolling. Holiday 2026 refers to peak shopping, travel, and festive season in late 2026, featuring several holidays landing on Fridays and Mondays, enabling multiple 3-day weekends. Key notable 2026 holidays include Christmas on a Friday, Thanksgiving on a Thursday, and Independence Day observed on Friday, July 3rd. Okay. Okay, hey, listen, that July 3rd is all I was looking for. I needed something close to that warm weather, you know, because no way they about to make us wait till December 23rd or 25th after having us this whole rollout in January. That would be very foolish. You know what I'm saying? Does it mean summer or Christmas? I'm gonna lean towards the latter right here, July 3rd. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not waiting all the way to December 25th, man. That's crazy. Release it before Unrivaled to elevate the others. Hopefully it's July 3rd. How much I think it'll be July 3rd? I don't think it's gonna be all the way in December. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. That'll be absurd. Look at the comments. I got the money. Like, people are just waiting to throw money at Caitlin, man. You cannot make this up. Don't play with me because I'm about to have 10 pairs of shoes. Like, man, you can't make this up, y'all. 140 start around 110. Like, come on, that's Caitlin Clark. Caitlin could sell it for 200. It'll sell out. Like, what are we talking about right now? If there isn't a season, it will be for Black Friday. Okay, if it's not a season, I could wait till December to Black Friday, etc. But if there is a season and they wait till after the season to release it and Caitlin doesn't debut it, or maybe she would debut her sneakers and then release it later on in the season, but that still wouldn't make sense to me. Capitalizing and, you know, in the heat of the fire, that would make the most sense to me. But let's move on, chat. Let's actually get into the CBA talk. Shall we get into the CBA talk? Chip and Sherry, this is my girl Sherry, man. I appreciate you so much. Sherry says, happy Friday. Appreciate you so much, Sherry. Always love having you here. Let's move on, though. We got Annie Costabal, if that's how you say her last name. She says, the WNBPA countered the league's February 6th proposal late Tuesday afternoon. The union is seeking 25% of total league revenue in year one of the proposed CBA and housing for all players in the first several years. Moving on, she quoted that and says, statement from a WNBA spokesperson, the union's latest proposal, quote, the Players Association's latest proposal remains unrealistic and would cause hundreds of millions of dollars of losses for our teams. We still need to complete 2 drafts and free agency before the start of training camp and are running out of time. We believe the WNBA's proposal would result in a huge win for current players and generations to come. And you got comments saying, why are you and the other media members not calling out the owners for their BS? They projected $700 million loss over the contract, and over that contract, they have a $3+ billion media deal, charging $500 million for every new team, plus whatever creative accounting they're doing. Don't fall for their crap, people. You know, some side with the owners, some side with the players. I'm not gonna say I side with the owners, but right now I agree with the owners more, just based on how much they've compromised already and how little I've seen the players compromise. Yeah, I feel like the players are just shooting themselves in the foot right now. And I was on the player side in the beginning. You could go back and look at my videos, but let's read between the lines, chat. Like the players are gonna try to squeeze this game for everything they got. Players are on their way out. They're trying to make money for the veterans. You got Stewie trying to gaslight AZ Fudd, trying to say, "Oh, we're gonna make sure you're taken care of." Like when in reality, they're trying to make sure they're taken care of. The rookies just so happen to be in beneficiary. They happen to benefit off that anyways. So yeah, it's like a win-win regardless. If they get greedy and is successful, everybody eats. But if they get greedy and they're unsuccessful, it's hurting them and it's hurting the future, the trajectory of the league. They made their money already, and it wasn't much compared to what they're gonna be making. But they're they're in a better position to retire versus the rookies coming into the league. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, do it for KK. Somebody like Breonna Stewart, Aja Wilson, Nafisa Collier, they've all made enough money to where they can sit out for a season and they won't be dealing with financial pressure, financial stress compared to the rookies, But, I digress. It is what it is. I already read between the lines. I know what it is already. These girls, they're trying to gaslight. The rookies coming in is like bullying. It's like if the rookies try to stand for themselves, you like, come on, chat. The first limited CC will be red, white, and blue. You think so? Yeah, 2,200 units in 20 seconds. Yeah, if they drop, oh my gosh. CC, it's going to sell out too fast. You can't count the media deal and franchise initiation fees as income as they are one-time payments. That is true as well. That is definitely true as well. But that's not even something. The fact that they're going to those links to highlight that shows me everything I need to know. And if that wasn't bad enough, we have a 6-minute clip from Natasha Cloud speaking on CBA negotiations. If you guys remember, they would always say that Unrivaled is something that won't be tied into CBA negotiation talks, right? Well, when I watched the first couple of minutes of this before I exited and saved the rest for the Fever Friday, I heard Natasha Cloud compare Unrivaled to the WNBA CBA negotiation talk involving Chelsea Gray winning the 1v1 tournament. You'll hear it. Let's get straight into this and hear the contradiction from Natasha Cloud.
Everybody's a free agent this year. We all made sure that when we signed our last contracts that they ended with 2025 because we knew that we were coming into a new CBA in 2026. So this year for the WNBA, which is why we're even trying to negotiate even more right now, is because we can't have an expansion draft. We can't have a draft. We can't have anything. We can't even have our free agency talks because there's no CBA to even base off of. I
wonder why there's no CBA that make your bases off of. Like, who could be stalling the CBA? Natasha Cloud, enlighten me, please.
I can't even go negotiate a contract with any team in the league because we don't know what the cap is. We have no idea.
I think you do know the cap. The cap is about $5 million, if I remember correct. Over $5 million, pardon me. The cap is over $5 million. That's about give or take 5 times the amount you were making before, and you were satisfied then, having fun, smiling on the court. You wasn't worried about the money then. Just a couple months ago, we're not talking about years ago, this is a couple months ago, you were smiling on the court, laughing. If money was that serious an issue, you would have been making a message, you would have been sending a message, but it is what it is. Y'all signed the last CBA in the pandemic. Yes, you were in the league. Nafisa Collier was in the league, Aja was in the league, Stewie was in the league. All these players that don't want to sign this CBA with their making millions of dollars. But in the last CBA, when they were making crumbs, they had no problem signing that. Could it be because they were just trying to keep the lights on, keep the league propelling, going forward? But now the moment that they actually have real momentum, they're stunting their growth. It's like the math isn't mathing to me.
And every time that we keep coming back to the league, there's a new estimate on the overall value of the league.
Estimate. I'm going to have to add that one to my dictionary. Estimate. I thought it was estimate, but estimate. Okay, interesting. This is the girl that's in the negotiation a meeting table, by the way, right? She's at okay.
And every time that we keep coming back to the league, there's a new estimate on the overall value of the league that keeps increasing.
Okay.
So you keep increasing and then keep trying to literally depreciate our value, our equity, our finances within the business. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense.
Depreciating your value. Okay, hold on. Let me get this right, chat. So if you're okay, let's do some little aerial math real quick. So if you're worth 2 and we say, okay, we're gonna give you, let's say, give or take, we'll give you 10 instead of going from 2 to 1. I think depreciating means you lose value, right? So that means you go from 2 to 1. We're going from 2 to 10. And you're saying, I'm depreciating you. I'm multiplying you by 5. Wait, am I doing math correctly? 2 times 5, 10. 2 minus 1 is 1. That's depreciate. Okay.
It don't make no sense. And I don't want to hear shit else about our league loses money. Every professional league, every organization loses money somewhere. Literally look at their expenses for the year. You could literally look at the Brooklyn Nets expenses for the 2026 or 2025 season. You can't tell me they're not losing money. You're talking about teams that are flopping in the NBA? I don't want to hear none of that shit. But I will tell you what does happen for owners. Like, I remember in our meeting at All-Star this year, the Seattle owner came up and was like, you don't understand, we lose all this money, X, Y, and Z. And I just, like, we were like, girl, first of all, you get a write-off because it's a real estate investment for you. So already money off. You rent it out, you sign it, you have signage all over the building. You rent it out for leagues to be played with that you don't think that we know that you're getting excess money on, and all the other shit that comes with it. So, like, what are we talking about?
So you're hold on. So you're now entitled to what they're doing with their own venues now. So now it's beyond the game of what you're playing, your sweat equity with the work that you're putting in. Now you're trying to pocket watch the money that they are making on the side. See, this is the thing that I have. This is my main problem. And a lot of fans might not agree with me. Well, most of the old guard fans, you know, it's usually the newer fans that I get to see eye to eye with. My thing is, well, and I feel like this is anybody with some type of integrity or morale, somebody who just thanks people for just giving them hospitality or going out their way to do things they didn't have to do. How I look at it is like this, right? You've played in the league all these years and the league was failing. Yeah, like y'all was struggling to keep the lights on. Y'all was operating in the red all these years and you was quiet. You wasn't complaining. You wasn't saying pay us what you owe us. None of that talk was going on, right? You was dreaming about one day getting paid the big bucks, etc., etc. The owners, you got to go back to that place, those years. And this is why I kind of side with the owners in this department, because all those years, those investors were keeping the lights on. Adam Silver keeping the lights on. All these owners who you crapping on now, they was the one keeping the lights on. So you goddamn right that now when they have a chance to capitalize on their investments, they're going to take the chance to do it. So be it if you have to get paid last, at least you're getting 5 times the amount you was getting before. These are not crumbs you're being offered. This is life-changing money. You're able to make $1.2 million. You know what I'm saying? $1.2 million in what, 5 months of basketball? like come on. Like, this is what I'm saying. You gotta compromise somewhere and go back and be like, you know what? The owners compromised for us there. We can give them a couple like, we're going to be making decent money to the point where we can sacrifice now for later. You talk, and then Breanna Stewart talks to AZ Fudd, and she's telling her, we're gonna get you paid. AZ Fudd hasn't played a minute in the WNBA. What does AZ Fudd deserve? Let AZ Fudd come into the league and put in her sweat equity, put in her imprint on the game, and go into those CBA negotiations and say, this is what we deserve. Propel the game forward. You're trying to gaslight these younger players into making them think you're trying to get them paid, when in reality, you're trying to line your own pockets up. And if it don't line up your pockets, you're going to run with your side league, Unrivaled, which Natasha Cloud will bring up real soon. And that is, regardless if you want to accept it or not, the rival to the WNBA. It reminds me of the NBA-ABA merger. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't alive around that time, but I went back and looked into it. That unless Unrivaled signs with the WNBA, that's the only way they will coexist with each other. That's the only way. Let's move on.
What are we talking about? So yeah, we'll give you updates on the CBA when we get updates on the CBA. But for 8 months, we have gotten no update. We have gotten no update for the last 8 months from the league.
I wonder why.
So yeah.
And you actually did. You actually did. She just said they got no update in the last...
Updates on the CBA when we get updates on the CBA. But for 8 months, we have gotten no update.
That's wrong, because y'all got an update in December. Right? Remember, y'all sent that proposal. They didn't respond. You're talking about 8 months. Y'all been going back and forth. They literally just sent... You know what? Okay.
We've gotten no update for the last 8 months from the league.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah, Chelsea Gray will make more than her entire W salary for 31 minutes of play in a one-on-one tournament.
There we go. There we go right there. See, we was waiting for it to slip out. After it only took 2 minutes for her to let it slip. Regardless of whether you want to believe it or not, Unrivaled is in competition with the WNBA. These players are comparing 31 minutes of play in Unrivaled to the WNBA. Now listen, this is what I spoke about before. Those TV deals will go away. Unrivaled got all this money now because they were just capitalizing on the thought of Caitlin Clark playing. Nafisa Kali and Caitlin Clark sharing the same agents. I wouldn't be surprised if she was pitching to these TV brands. Yes, I will try to persuade Caitlin Clark to play in Unrivaled. She is a close friend of mine. I know she was pitching it, most likely. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's not act like in Unrivaled will just continuously pay out these large sums of money. No, that will not happen in the next coming years. These TV deals will fall out, and then what will you play those players then? What will these players be saying then? They will be begging for the WNBA to open up. Adam, please open the gates. Do it for us. Like, come on, man.
We have gotten no update for the last 8 months from the league. So yeah.
Chelsea Gray, though.
Yeah, Chelsea Gray made more than her entire W salary for 31 minutes of play in a one-on-one tournament. They keep playing in our faces. That is like, it was like the audacity. Whenever we're at their meetings, it's the audacity for me that like, this is not, and I don't mean this is no knock, but this is a league full of women that have finished their degrees from some of the most elite colleges in the country.
All right, I've had enough. I've had enough. I gotta see her stats for myself. She's talking way too much. She's talking way too big, way too bold. Let's see what Natasha Cloud did this year. She averaged 10, 3, and 5. Did she come off the bench? What did she do? They flamed out in the playoffs, right? Like, are you even in a position to talk, Natasha Cloud? That's my main thing. Are you in a position to talk? Like, let's look at your splits real quick. Hold on. Let's go visit Natasha Cloud because I want to make sure that, you know, she's backing up what she's saying. She's been in the league since 2015. But all of a sudden, 2 years after Caitlin Clark played, is in the league. Now, all of a sudden, you don't want to play unless you get paid. Like, like your career 39% field goal shooter. You are a career 39% field goal. Like, how do you have a career 39% field goal percentage? But you up here talking about pay us what you, or nobody's here to watch you brick all day, Natasha. I'm sorry. You know, your career 31% 3-point shooter. Nobody is paying to watch Natasha Cloud brick all day. You know what I'm saying? You average 2 turnovers in your career, and how many assists you average? And you only average 5 assists in your career with 2 like, Natasha Cloud, I mean this with all respect. You know what I'm saying? You don't even average 10 points in your career, but you're up here talking about Chelsea. You know what? I digress. I don't know what more we need to talk about. Like,
and
this girl.
You're telling us we don't understand basic economics. You're telling Nafisa and Stewie that they don't understand a basic business plan after they started Unrivaled.
Unrivaled.
Right? The proof is in the pudding. What are you talking about?
The pudding is contaminated.
What are you talking about? What you talking about? You want to take a huge ass percentage of the whole pot, and then what's left of the pot, we have to split. What the fuck are we talking about? If you're taking this big ass, this is not, and I don't mean this is no knock, but this is a league full of women that have finished their degrees from some of the most elite colleges in the country, and you're telling us we don't understand basic economics.
Basic economics. Listen to what she said.
You're telling Nafisa and Stewie that they don't understand a basic business plan after they started Unrivaled.
Here we go. Unrivaled.
The proof is in the pudding. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Here goes the third one. What you talking about?
What you talking about? You want to take a huge ass percentage of the whole pot, and then what's left of the pot, we have to split.
Yeah, because they have these things called costs, right? And they have to cover now that they're giving you girls charter flights now, right? This is the part that you don't want to mention, right? You're riding private planes now. You're not riding in commercial. You're riding on private planes now, right? These are the things they got to cover for travel. They got to cover for gas. They got to cover for the arena. They got to cover for all these bills before they keep in mind they still got to pay the investor. Money has to go all around before it comes to you, Natasha Cloud. Okay, and there is so much money to go around that yes, what is left is 5 times more than what you was getting paid last year. So you're gonna sit up here and act like a victim when you're about to be a millionaire for a couple of months of basketball. You're talking about Chelsea Gray making $200,000 for 31 minutes of Unrivaled. That's not how it works. She's played multiple weeks of Unrivaled, right? And won multiple 1v1 games while being under a TV investment. You're right. The TV companies invested into. So understand that they're paying these girls off the thought of Caitlin Clark money. Kind of like the same thing that's going on in the WNBA, right? They're paying you guys off of the Caitlin Clark boom. Same thing is going on in Unrivaled. They're paying out those girls off the thought of Caitlin Clark. Do I need to bring up them trying to advertise Caitlin Clark, false advertise Caitlin Clark, I should say, 2 years in a row, which Caitlin Clark had to shoot down on her own, right? Do I have to bring up, you know what? Like I don't know how many times I got to go back into history.
What the fuck are we talking about? If you're taking this big ass piece of the pot, then why the fuck are we splitting the other side that is ours? Why are we splitting it?
It's kind of how it works.
Because this is what it looked like. This is what it looked like. This is what they want to give us. To split.
What is this? No, no disrespect to Natasha Cloud, but I can guarantee you, she was in a classroom with 3 kids. I can guarantee you she had 5 teachers and 3 classmates. I can guarantee. I'm willing to bet anything on it.
So essentially, this is what they're trying to give us, and I'm not fucking playing with y'all. Like on everything I love, I can't tell y'all the percentages, but if this is what they're giving us, this is what we're expected to get because we have to split that.
Like, what is that, man?
Fucking sense does that make? What is? No.
And is she even reading the
I'll
chat?
be damned. I will be damned, because I've played in this league since 2015. I'm going into year 11, and from the time that I came into this league until now, we have fucking blown the roof off the bitch. We have blown it. We have blown it off the bitch. You could go back a few years ago.
Appreciate you for the 5, Dorf.
Nah, we can't give it to you. And we'd be like, we understand because we're not there yet. That's what we did a few years ago. We're not there yet. So we're going to take the fucking short end of the stick. But when we get there, we're not taking the short end of the stick. We're not doing it again.
What do you mean again? Wait, what do you mean again? You never had the long end of the stick. There was never a long end of a stick yet. The long end of the stick just came, and even the short end is the long end back then. Like in I don't understand. If this is the short end of the stick, what the hell was it in 2020 then? What was it even a stick, or you just ate off the floor? Like,
so yeah,
I can't.
We're gonna get into these CBA talks, but we not backing down.
Oh yeah, it's
We're not
over.
backing down. We're not taking no fucking percentage that y'all would be disgusted if you heard the percentage that they want to give us.
Oh yeah, it's over.
It would actually.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah. You see, the thing about Natasha Cloud, she doesn't have it. She lacks emotional intelligence. You could tell just by the way she talks. She's coming up here to try to explain to fans what's going on with CBA talks, and she can't even refrain from cursing. She's letting her emotions get the best of her, and this is the person that is going to CBA tables to negotiate on the behalf of players. She's going in there and basically dictating the trajectory of the league. She's going to be the reason why players like Flaw J is not going to be playing in the WNBA. AZ Fudd, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, all these girls coming up, the new girls. She's going to be the reason. One of the reasons, I should add.
From the time that I came into this league until now, we have fucking blown the roof off the bitch.
Who's we? You know what I'm saying? Who's we? Bonjour. Do you speak in French? Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like, tu parles français? Is that how you say? Like, what language are you speaking when you say we? Natasha Cloud, I can guarantee you there is not thousands of people that have paid tickets to say, I want to watch Natasha Cloud play basketball. So when you say we, I'm genuinely confused.
We have blown it.
Who's
we have
we?
blown it off the bitch. You could go back a few years ago and be like, nah, we can't give it to you. And we'd be like, we understand because we're not there yet.
I wonder why. You could go back a few years. I wonder what could have changed.
That's what we did a few years ago.
Yes.
We're not there yet. So we're going to take the fucking short end of the stick. But when we get there, we're not taking the short end of the stick. We're not doing it again. So, yeah. We're going to get into these CBA talks, but...
AKA, I got drafted in 2015. I won't be in the league much longer, and I need my payday before I get out of here. Because I don't want to be one of those players. Please, better, my ears are bleeding. Yeah, we could get off her, man. I can't hear this anymore. Let's move it. Let's move on from her. So, moving on from that, you got Stewie, what I was talking about, told AZ Fudd that they were negotiating a good CBA for her, and you got this fan putting a heart emoji next to it, just like so gullible, man. Look at this right here. Stewie says, we're negotiating a good CBA for you, okay? AZ said, I appreciate it. Like, look at the way she's talking to her like it's just a child. Don't worry, I'll give you that ice cream, you know? You know when you tell your kid you can't give her ice cream today, you'll get it tomorrow? Don't worry, I'll give you the ice cream tomorrow. We'll get you your favorite players, and I'll add extra sprinkles on it, okay, baby? Like, it's like talking to a kid. Like, you know what you... This is prime gaslighting right here, guys. Prime gaslighting. Let's move on, though, man. If that wasn't bad enough, we got another clip. Kelsey Mitchell behind the mic. As I said before, I think it's just best if Kelsey Mitchell stay away from a microphone because it's just going to keep exposing what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Kelsey Mitchell talks about how Coach White made her feel like she had superpowers. Let's take a listen to this soundbite.
It was the first time in my 8 years, and there's no disrespect to any coach, GM I had, like Steph, Lisa, like Steph was the first coach that I had in my 8 years that, like, when she looked at me, you know how like somebody look at you, like, she really believed in me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was like an aha moment. I'm like, damn, like, she really believed in me. Like, and I felt it. Like, I could sense it. And anybody that know, like, yo, you get a bad hand or an indifferent hand dealt. That was the first time I got dealt a hand where I got a coach that, like, really, like Lisa, she believed in, like, my abilities. And it made me feel like, I don't know, it made me feel like I kind of had like superpowers because that's all you really need. Like, it was the...
All right, so I just wanted to highlight this clip real quick. Now, listen, guys. Y'all know where we going with this already, right? So Stephanie White made Kelsey Mitchell feel like she has superpowers. You could quote Kelsey Mitchell. I think she said something along the lines, I'll paraphrase right here. She said something along the lines like, this is the first coach to believe in me. Keep in mind, Kelsey Mitchell has had multiple coaches in her professional career. Latest one was Christy Sides before her firing. That means all her coaches before Stephanie White did not believe in her. So, guys, I want to address the drones. I want to address everybody who's came at me, you know, who attacked me these past couple of months, all 7 of you guys. I want to let you guys know that let this be proof that every coach is not right for every player. You never heard Caitlin Clark talk about Stephanie White this way, right? You've never heard Caitlin. No. It's a reason for that. It's because Stephanie White does not believe in the way Caitlin Clark plays basketball. You can listen to this one last time before we get into this, before we, pull up the other clips.
First time in my 8 years.
First time in my 8 years. We're talking about Kelsey Mitchell, who's played in the WNBA for 8 years. For everybody who think, oh, every coach in the pros is just a good coach for all. Listen.
It was the first time in my 8 years, and there's no disrespect to any coach, GM I had. Like Steph, Lisa, like Steph was the first coach that I had in my 8 years that, like, when she looked at me, you know how like somebody look at you, like, she really believed in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like an aha moment. I'm like, damn, like, she really believed in me. Like, and I felt it. Like, I could sense it. And anybody that know, like, yo, you get a bad hand or an indifferent hand dealt. That was the first time I got dealt a hand where I got a coach that, like, really, like Lisa, she believed in, like, my abilities. And it made me feel like, I don't know, it made me feel like I kind of had, like, superpowers because that's all you really need. Like, it was the first.
That's all you really need. There's only one coach that I can call that made Caitlin Clark feel like that, and that was Lisa Bluter. Shout out to Lisa Bluter. And yes, as you can see from William Jewell's comment, CC did talk like that before the season began, then it stopped. Yeah, there was a reason why it stopped. I've highlighted that during the season multiple times. Even when I joined conversations with my peers in the space, I've always mentioned that Caitlin Clark stopped supporting Stephanie White publicly. Besides that one PR move when they made all female players support Stephanie White at the end of the season, we saw that coming a mile away. But besides that, we all know it's obvious as day that Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White don't see eye to eye, when it comes to basketball. But when it comes to Kelsey Mitchell, she's constantly watering Kelsey Mitchell. She's constantly praising Kelsey Mitchell in the media. She's constantly giving Kelsey Mitchell the green light. She's never yanked Kelsey Mitchell for one mistake this season. Not one time Kelsey Mitchell made a mistake and Stephanie White was in her ear about it. But Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, is being gaslighted when she's on the floor, which will pull that back up as well, because I'm never going to miss an opportunity to show you how fraudulent of a coach Stephanie White is. very well respected, very, very well respected, very well connected. Stephanie White is. I tip my hat to her in that department because she has some very powerful people on her side, and it's a lot of people that don't want to get on her bad side. Unfortunately for her, I'm not one of those people. You know what I'm saying? I'll burn a bridge with anybody if it means standing on what's right. So we'll move on to this clip, and you can see exactly why Stephanie White believes in Kelsey Mitchell. I'll read it first, and then you'll hear Stephanie White mention it. So I said Stephanie White's criteria for Kelsey Mitchell being the priority. She says, because, you know, a lot of people like to say, Kelsey Mitchell's the priority because Stephanie White means she's the priority to being signed. But when you listen to why Kelsey Mitchell is the priority, I've named all the reasons, 6 reasons to be exact, her words exactly. You can see that not one of them have, well, most of them don't have anything to do with Kelsey Mitchell signing to the Indiana Fever or being a priority to be signed. So let's listen to it. And it has nothing to do with talent as well. It's all personal. It's where Kelsey Mitchell is located, which is unprofessional. It's how long Kelsey Mitchell has been with the team, which is unprofessional. It's what she feels like Kelsey Mitchell deserves for how long she stayed with this team, which is unprofessional, because we're in the professional world where it doesn't matter how long you've been with a team. It matters what fit do you have with this team, how talented you are with this team, and what role do you play on this team. But with Stephanie White, you can clearly hear what's her criteria for Kelsey Mitchell being the priority. Let's listen together.
And how badly do you want to keep her around?
I mean, yeah, she was the number one priority a year ago, and she's the number one priority this year. You know, she's been so important. And, you know, I said this last year, you know, Kelsey deserves to go through this stage of her Indiana Fever career. She's been through sort of the worst of the worst, you know, for lack of a better term.
So I'm going to ask you guys, let's go through this together. She said Kelsey Mitchell deserves to be with the Indiana Fever and go through what she's going through now because she's been through the worst of the worst with the team. Let me ask you guys right now, if you guys were a professional coach or you was a manager of a coach, would you allow a coach to do this to a player, give them special privileges just because they stayed down with the team for a certain amount of time? Is that professional to you guys? Yes or no? I just want to know this. Is this professional to you guys? I want to ask the chat real quick for a second, and I'll put your comments on the screen as well. Is that professional to you? Stephanie White saying because Kelsey Mitchell stayed down with the team, that is, you know, terrible person. Okay. I'll keep adding your comments to the screen. Let's move on.
In and out of the building.
In and out of the building.
You know, growing pains with getting the organization back. You know, you don't get back-to-back number one picks unless you've been at the bottom for a while, right? And she showed up like a pro every day, and she just continues to work and continues to grow, and she carried the franchise, and she carries the teams in different ways, and she deserves the opportunity to do that. I mean, it's close to home. You know, for her.
Now it's close to home. When has your location that you reside at, where you lay your head at, and your personal life goes on, ever played an impact on what happens and how you're coached and how you're viewed in your coach's eyes? How would you feel if you're Caitlin Clark and knowing Stephanie White are saying these things and not saying Kelsey Mitchell is more talented, she has better talent than Caitlin Clark, like anything that could have been basketball related, at least we could have criticized her from there. But it's not, it doesn't even have anything to do with the game. It has everything to do with her personal life. And that is super, super unprofessional to me. Nobody will change my mind nor make me feel bad for saying Stephanie White is going about coaching the wrong way because she's doing it on a personal level when she should be doing her job.
We love her.
We love her. Oh, we love her. As if we didn't know these things already, right? I would hope you love all your players, right? But because you love her, it must put her above, you know, like I don't know.
We want to continue to build, you know, around her and continue for her to have success.
So you want to build around her and you want her to continue to have success. Now this right here, this Stephanie White soundbite, it just shot down everything that the drone's been trying to preach. So they tried to say that Stephanie White was saying Kelsey Mitchell's the priority because she's due, right? She's about to sign a contract. Let's say that was true. Stephanie White saying this contradicts everything that you're trying to say. I'm going to run it back one more time and explain to you exactly why Stephanie White just contradicted everything that you guys are trying to say.
Her.
Listen to this.
We want to continue to build, you know, around her and continue for her to have success.
If you're trying to sign somebody, right, and let's say their priority, you're telling that player you want to build around them. That means that they're going to be the number one option. I hope everybody knows that. I hope everybody knows that, whether you play sports or not. If you're signing a player and you're telling that player we are building around you, you're telling that player you are our franchise player. No matter how you slice it, there's no way to defend it. Now, if that's true, that means this isn't the team for Caitlin Clark. So I need to understand what is going on in this locker room. Why is the head coach telling the number 2 or number 3 option? I would say she's the number 3 option, that she's the one that the team is building around. And this is why I brung up the DeWanna Bonner situation. Granted, yes, a lot of Fever fans hate her, but listen, DeWanna Bonner left because of situations like this. So DeWanna Bonner can't take all the blame. She was promised a role that was taken away from her. I'm pretty sure DeWanna Bonner was promised to be a starter. I'm pretty sure she was promised, like, she probably telling her Lexi will never start over you. You got this. This is your team. We came from Connecticut together. I'm pretty sure they was telling DeWanna Bonner all types of things. Same thing applies to Natasha Howard. What did Natasha Howard say when she first signed to the Indiana Fever? I want to win an MVP. You don't ever utter the words MVP, especially if you are a role player. Now, in Natasha Howard's mind, she is not a role player. I can guarantee you that right now, because if you are a role player, you can look from the NBA to the WNBA. There are no role players on any team uttering the words MVP when they know they have a superstar of Caitlin Clark caliber on their team. Not to mention Aaliyah Boston is still on the team as well. So the fact that Natasha Howard even uttered the word MVP, it lets you know that the front office is telling these new signings, like, yo, it's open season on this team. These are young girls. They're developing. You are a veteran. You are seasoned. Come in. It's your turn. It's your time. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on, though.
You know, I thought she was so instrumental in everything that we did. You know, you lose everybody that we lost, and Kelsey Mitchell just kept getting better.
I agree with that.
And better as the year progressed. And, you know, I think that while it's hard to believe she's 8 years or whatever in this league, that there's still so much in her. And
so Kelsey is 8 years into this league, and you're surprised and you're intrigued of how much she still has left in the tank. But you have a girl who's 23, 24 now, Caitlin Clark, right? She's 23 or 24 now. And she has God knows how long left into the league. She's not even 8 years in yet. But you're marveling at the girls that's 8 years, 9 years now into the league, which is kind of like, it just shows me how much you're overlooking what you have on your hands. You're talking like, guys, listen to what she is saying. Kelsey is 8 years into the league. But you have somebody, Caitlin and Aaliyah, who's a couple years into the league. Where does the math at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. The Truth Stand, appreciate you with the $10 super chat, says, now it all makes sense. White wants Mitchell to be the focus of the offense and Caitlin to be her passer. Yes, this is why people were only referring to Caitlin as a great passer, downplaying her scoring. Absolutely, the Truth Stand. And this is where I have a problem with Stephanie White, because not only does she want Caitlin to be Kelsey Mitchell's passer, she has a problem even when Caitlin Clark turns the ball over when situations are out of her control. She doesn't even have a system in place to allow Caitlin Clark to thrive. Do I need to bring up the Damaris Dantas situation again? When Dantas was improperly spaced and Caitlin threw a turnover because she was signaling for a player to go somewhere, they didn't go, and Caitlin threw a turnover, but Stephanie White benched her for it. Or do I need to bring up the other time when Stephanie White told Caitlin Clark stop dancing with the ball when she tried to capitalize for a 2-for-1, which Caitlin Clark did capitalize on a 2-for-1, and you can go back and look. Actually, we'll go back and look at it together. You know what I'm saying? We'll go look at it all together because I have time today.
You know, I tell her every day, like, I love being her coach and I want to continue to be her coach for as long as she'll be a member of the Indiana Fever. And yes, she is absolutely the number one priority.
How many times do she have to let you guys know? She's reiterated in this one clip alone. She's the number one priority. We want to build around her. We love her. She's been here. She's close to home. She struggled with the team for years. How many unprofessional takes can this coach get away with? So powerful, Stephanie White. Look, I know you're probably watching this. You are so powerful until you're not. Until you are not. Anyways, chat, let's bring up Exhibit A real quick. I want to pull this up real quick for you guys and show you guys exactly one more time how bad was Stephanie White's coaching. Let's one last time. We'll go through this together. You know what I'm saying? One last time. We'll speed run through this. You guys remember this, right? The famous clip. The Odyssey Sims clip, right? Well, let's bring it up one more time because I have time today, okay? As you can see, on top of your screen, Stephanie White praised Odyssey Sims after a 1-for-10 field goal performance. After all that criticism from Caitlin Clark, right? Let's look at Odyssey Sims after having a stinker. One of the worst performances I've ever seen. Look at this. Let's look at this together.
The second half, your aggressiveness, it was a difference maker. What it opens up with the gravity that you create is huge for us. You gotta stay aggressive. What it opens up with the gravity that you create is huge for us.
27 minutes, Odyssey Sims shot 1-for-10, but the coach of this team is telling Odyssey Sims, what you did, your aggressiveness, it was huge for us. Make this make sense.
Gotta stay aggressive.
When she gets hot.
But Caitlin Clark dropped 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists, a near triple-double, and this is what Stephanie White had to say, nitpicking it.
It's a streak, right?
Cunningham is down behind the play.
It's a streak, right?
Y'all remember this?
It's a streak, right?
Clark, another long three.
Now, one reaction from your coach. God help me, please. I can't keep doing my job if she's gonna keep getting away with this. Caitlin Clark just dropped 3 threes back to back. She just did something nobody has ever seen. We got Michael Jordan playing. You got Larry Bird. You got Stephen Curry. You have players who have done things with the basketball you've never seen. Caitlin Clark comes and one-ups that. She gives you something nobody in the basketball world has seen from the beginning of time. And your coach has her arms folded as if she's throwing an attitude, as if she's mad because she can't go into the front office and tell them, I told you so. I told you Caitlin wasn't the answer for this franchise. But now look at her contradicting herself. Just like you can see it in her body language, fuming. Like, God damn it, this girl, Caitlin Clark, is too good. I can't do anything to stop this girl. I told her not to take those shots, yet she's still doing it. The crowd is into it. She's good. Like, you know, it just pisses her off. Look at her arms folded right now, chat. Embarrassing.
It's a streak, right? And so she got hot early and knocked down a lot of shots. She carried us in the first half. And then everybody else carried us in the second half.
So Odyssey Sims, what she did, 1-for-10, it was huge for us. It was huge. You told her to stay aggressive, but Caitlin dropped 32, 8, and 9, and you saying, oh, she carried us in the first half. Like, it's the nitpicking for me, you know. And then you got the drone saying, wait, Venom, Caitlin Clark is held to a different standard. No, you big dummy. Impacting the game is impacting the game, whether you're a role player, whether you're a superstar. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
She carried us in the first half. And then everybody else carried us in the second half. I thought her decision making outside the last part of the fourth quarter especially was really good. You know, she had some turnovers and we talked about it a little bit, and I thought her decision making was great, outstanding, especially that last 4-minute stretch or whatever it was that she was on the floor.
Especially.
Did a really good job of getting everybody involved.
And then you heard her say did a better job, but then she caught herself because she didn't want it to get taken out of context. But it's too late. This is what happens when you just talking so fast. Your true colors are going to come out. She almost said did a better job at getting people involved because in her mind, Caitlin doesn't get people involved. The ball gets stuck in her hands. You heard her reiterate it time after time after time. Look at this.
It was that she was on the floor. Did a
better. No, you know you said what you said, Stephanie. I heard what you said. We heard what you said. Did a better job. Don't clean it up now.
Really good job of getting everybody involved. And that's what she does. I mean, that's what she does.
We know that. Now, this is the turnover Caitlin Clark got benched for. Yeah, chat, we got time today. We're going over this again. Caitlin Clark got benched for this right here. Look at this. She's signaling for Dantas. Look at her left hand. She's signaling Dantas. Dive in, Dantas. Dive in, Dantas. The lane is wide open. They're giving it to you. For God's sake, please just take the lane. Let me draw on the screen real quick. Please just take the lane. Dive in. You dive in, guess what? You know what Sabrina has to do? Sabrina has to drop down and tag on the roller, who's Damaris Dantas. Guess what that opens up? That opens up the C22 special laser pass to yours, Lexi Ho, from the left wing to the right corner. Caitlin Clark is very capable of making that pass. All it takes is a Dantas dive. But guess what? Stephanie White doesn't see this. She's paying attention to Caitlin Clark. The ball is stuck with Caitlin Clark. The ball is stuck in her hands. Caitlin is dancing with the ball. Dantas doesn't dive in. Dantas instead downshift to the right wing for some apparent reason when she has the whole gap space to work with. She has the whole gap space to work with. But no, Caitlin is getting double teamed. She says, you know what, whatever. I'm going to try to make this skip pass anyways because I think Sabrina's dived in enough. No, Sabrina gets a wide open steal. And now Stephanie White is trying to discipline her, a generational passer, something you've never been in your career, Stephanie White, anything near it. And you're trying to tell Caitlin Clark what to do with the ball. All the things you've been telling her practice, Caitlin is trying to persuade you like, no, Stephanie White, I know, but Dantas didn't dive in. I saw Lexi open. I was trying to manipulate the defense. Stephanie White is saying, no, Caitlin, no. We told you, we went over this in practice. Do this, do this. And now look at Caitlin Clark throwing an attitude because of it. Look at this. Look at it. She was about to explain. We've all been here before, whether it's family, a relationship. We've all been here when you've talked to someone you love for so long and you've told them the same thing a million times, but they just don't get it. You know what they're going to say before they even say it. You know there's no point in even saying it. You know there's no point in even saying it anymore. This is that look right here. Caitlin is tired. She just stopped explaining. Look, she's talking. And she just stopped explaining, rolls her eyes like, you know what, forget it. I'm done.
Now over the course of like 3
and
years.
now you're going to hear where Stephanie White gaslighted Caitlin Clark.
I played for 3 different coaches too. So like every coach is going to be a little bit different. And like it's also a learning process of each other. It's the same me and Coach Bluter had in college of like having a little grace with one another and obviously the same professionally of what they want and, you know, what they need and what I need. But also I think like time and score is like probably the biggest thing for me. Like
listen to
even
this.
when we just played New York, I had just made 3 and it was the end of the first quarter and I came down and I like kind of danced with the ball for a little bit for no reason. And then like we could have got a 2-for-1.
So she said she kind of danced with the ball for a little reason. But listen to what Stephanie White told her, right?
But I wasn't paying attention. And so like Steph was like, came up to me at the end of the quarter and was like, hey, like be aware of the clock. And like, she's right. Like,
so
those are the moments like you can't get like so in the zone and so like fixated on like, I'm shooting this, I'm like doing this. Like I should have just came down and shot it. Like I'd already made 3. Like it's either going to go in or it's not. And then
I love 2-for-1s.
Yeah.
It's like a free.
2-for-1s are
You're
the
like,
best.
I had to do it.
It drives me nuts when people don't do 2-for-1s.
I know.
Caitlin, it drives me nuts when Stephanie White gaslights you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. It drives me insane. My dialect is changing. Like it literally is bringing out a different tonnage in me. Like I genuinely don't know how to speak anymore. It drives me nuts. It drives me up a wall, Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It genuinely drives me up a wall watching you get gaslighted in 4K. I love how easy Stephanie White makes it look. Look at like she has you believing it, Caitlin.
But when you're getting the first of the 2.
Yeah, so I think it's just time and score. Yeah, it's a free shot.
Yeah, I had to do it.
It's a free shot. Even if it's a bad shot, it's like,
I had to do
coach,
it.
like I had to.
Exactly.
Like, and then look at the, like, so she's telling Caitlin Clark she danced with the ball. Like we broke this down before, guys. If you guys don't know, a 2-for-1 is basically 2 shots to get 1 basket minimum, or you can make 2 baskets, you know, but you basically get two bites at the apple to score once. There's 32 seconds left on the clock, which is the preferred time. 32 to 30 seconds is when players like to take the shot because, you know, the shot clock goes to 24 seconds. So let's say you take a shot around 30 seconds. You got about 5 seconds to get the ball back. You know, the other team got 24 seconds. They'll leave about 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and then you get your second shot. 2-for-1. Okay, now that we understand that, Caitlin Clark is in this situation of a 2-for-1 scenario, right? A double drag comes. Okay, cool. But what happens is Breanna Stewart jumps early, and now they're blitzing the double drag action. So now Kelsey Mitchell's popping, but Caitlin Clark has no chance to capitalize on the 2-for-1 because Dantas is still up here setting the weird-ass drag. I don't know what kind of drag this is, right? She should have been leveled with Kelsey Mitchell. But let's say, okay, cool. Breanna Stewart blitzed Caitlin Clark. At this point right now, Caitlin is wedged between the backcourt line, so it's either force a turnover or take a stupid shot from half court or do the smart thing and try to find a better look than this, right? So this is not dancing with the ball. No, this is finding the highest percentage shot, which is what Caitlin Clark is known for, which is why Caitlin Clark is as big as Caitlin Clark is on the offensive end, right? So let's move on.
Got 14 points.
The first clean look Caitlin Clark gets is at 28.6 seconds. Does Caitlin Clark take the shot? Absolutely, she does. You see Stephanie White with her hands up. Do I have to pull it up again? Everybody pay attention to Stephanie White right here. Has her hands up, looking at Caitlin Clark like, Caitlin, what are you doing with the ball? So yes, Caitlin Clark wasn't lying. Stephanie White was indeed telling her, you're dancing with the ball. Insane. Embarrassing, bro.
And it was the end of the first quarter, and I came down, and I like kind of danced with the ball for a little bit for no reason, and then
we literally just saw her not dance with the ball.
like.
And then once again, you hear Stephanie White talking about Luka, the heliocentric players, right?
It's been out since. And that puts a lot on the plate of players like Spencer Dinwiddie.
So this is how the Mavs was playing without Luka. Right, we all watched this already. This is how the Mavs were playing without Luka, and Stephanie White was calling this game. And look at how she talks about the Mavs, how good they look without Luka, because the ball is popping and swinging, and he's a high usage rate guy. The ball has to be in his hands, similar to how Caitlin Clark plays the game, right? Which Caitlin Clark has went on record a couple weeks ago saying Luka Doncic is who she frames her game after as well, right? Listen to Stephanie White.
You see the Mavs just play differently without Luka on the floor. He's a guy who's high usage rate, the ball's in his hands. When he's not on the floor, that ball is moving, it's popping. Multiple players getting involved in action, and everyone's stepping up.
And then you hear the announcer rebuttal that and saying, he's having his lowest usage rate of this year, meaning disregarding everything Stephanie White just said. And this is her partner that she's doing this with. Listen to what he said.
Lower usage rate for him this year.
Like, that's my favorite part of this clip. Stephanie White, nobody will allow your agenda to continue. I salute this, whoever this partner of yours was, for having the balls to speak up on national television and let you know that you are wrong, indirectly letting you know. You are wrong. Luka Doncic is a great player. Caitlin Clark is a great player.
Nobody really picked me up full court, and even if they did, like, I would just like slice up the floor and then get hit on the run, and then like I'd automatically be in an advantage there.
Steph has talked about kind of taking some pressure off you with Aerie kind of running point in some actions and you playing off the ball. Just how do you think that will help? When
After Caitlin just said she like slicing up the court, you know what I'm saying? Not worried about ball pressure. You hear that reporter ask, Stephanie White talks about taking you off the pressure, taking you off the ball. Like, guys, I don't even need to show the rest of the clips. Do we really have to show the rest of the clip, chat? Y'all see it all right here. Like, do we have to show the rest of the clip? What y'all want to do? Y'all want to go to the what makes you a great passer clip with Sue Bird? What y'all want to do? The Caitlin talks about how Lisa Bluder believed in her. Actually, let's look at this clip together too. Why not?
So weird. But I think like just her belief in me from day one when I stepped on campus, like she gave me the keys to, you know, the offense, really the program, and like always had a constant belief in, you know, what I could do and what I could help us achieve. And I remember like some of my first summer practices, like I played pretty well. And there was like, you know, there's the classic like golf outing, like and at the time we didn't have to go, but my dad was playing and it was like a fundraiser for our foreign trip. And Coach Bluder was like, had gone up to my dad and was like, Caitlin's doing so well. And I was like, so proud to hear that. Like when my dad told me, I'm like, obviously I knew that, but
like she's just a little kid she's a little kid in a grown adult body. Like she's just so happy, so full of life. And I hate to see her light being taken away. Like seeing tears in her eyes last year, that genuinely did make me a little emotional. You know what I'm saying? Not emotional like tears dropping, but it did mess me up like spiritually, because like watching somebody sweet and spirited like Caitlin Clark go through what she's going through. And yes, of course it was injuries, but just I know she wasn't crying because it was the injury. She was crying because of all the adversity that she faced on top of the injuries. And you could just see the defeated look in her face. And I'm kind of happy that she didn't let it stop her. You know, she still kept working hard, rehabbing, etc., etc. But Caitlin Clark is just genuinely insane, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I this is why I'm a super fan of Caitlin Clark, you know? Let's see what clip is this right here.
And so there's like two people kind of by her, and I literally like go to
oh yeah, this is when Stephanie White told her to stop, you know what I'm saying? Stop throwing crazy passes.
But I think that's even been something like me and Steph have like always talk about when we go and watch film. And even like that New York game where like I played really, really well. Obviously scored a lot of points. I think I had 9 assists or 10 assists that game. This last game this year.
Look at this.
I started the fourth quarter off with like 3 turnovers in a row or 2 turnovers in a row. And Steph yanked me and she was like, this is like a learning moment. Like you got to be able to like, yes, like maybe it could have been there. Like maybe you could have thrown a little bit better of a pass. Maybe they could have caught it. But like, do we need that in this moment? Like, no. Right. And then she subbed me back in. And there was a play where I kind of got a steal and like we're going in transition and Kelsey Mitchell just like takes off down the middle of the floor. And so there's like 2 people kind of by her. And I literally like go to grab the ball and then I like just dribble out. And I like literally just start smiling so big. And I look at Steph and I like told her after the game.
That better be on film.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't understand how hard it was for me to not throw that. And she's like, oh, I know. Trust me. Everybody was
So you know Stephanie White, but you must have missed how open Kelsey Mitchell was. And even Kelsey couldn't believe she didn't get that
down
pass.
the middle of the floor. And so there's like 2 people kind of by her. And I literally like go to grab the ball.
So Kelsey Mitchell quite literally is by herself right here going downhill to the rim. I'm pretty sure you can ask all 30 NBA coaches and all 12 or 13 WNBA coaches, excluding Stephanie White. I'm pretty sure all of them would tell Caitlin Clark to make that pass to Kelsey Mitchell, who is arguably the fastest player in the league and one of the best finishers around the rim. One of the best scorers in the league, I might add, right? The scoring god. Why would we not give Kelsey Mitchell an opportunity to score right here? See, not only is this shaving from Caitlin Clark, this is shaving from Kelsey Mitchell as well. This is what, like, I don't know.
And then I like just dribble out, and I like literally just start smiling so big, and I look at
like this is embarrassing.
Kind of improve. Like, do we really?
This is embarrassing. Caitlin seemed nervous after almost saying something opposite to her passing in transition, avoiding say emotion office. We'll move past that. Let's make sure we just refreshing our memory right now. Oh my gosh, we don't want to go about Vanderbilt. Talk about her Carolyn Peck, Stephanie White's. Oh my gosh, we all know Stephanie White and Carolyn Peck is in cahoots with each other, right? They know each other, they're close, right? And then you got Carolyn Peck crapping on Caitlin Clark, bagging on Caitlin Clark, not Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark.
Look, I think that Indiana is even more dangerous when Caitlin Clark doesn't play.
That's all I had to hear. I think Indiana is more dangerous when Caitlin Clark doesn't play. And then when you hear how she talks about Kelsey Mitchell, it all aligns. It will take a real goofy to not see what the hell is going on in this locker room. And we can even go back to the Scott Agnes and the Rachel Demeter clip. Shout out to Rachel Demeter, you know what I'm saying? The legend. But let's listen to this right here. Look at Scott Agnes, what he has to say about Stephanie White not even being involved in the offense and defensive schematics in the beginning of the season. Once again,
they need an offensive play. Austin Kelly will be the one drawing it up in the huddle.
Yes,
She's
sir.
right there.
Yes, sir.
Defensively, that's where Breon January's voice is massive.
Yes, sir.
And so that's significant.
That's all we have to hear. Offensive, Austin Kelly. Defensive, Breon January. Where do you hear Stephanie White in that? Absolutely nowhere, chat. Absolutely nowhere you hear Stephanie White in that. But anyways, yeah, I digress. We don't even got to go to Kayla Clark throwing the attitude, right? We don't got to go to the locker huddles. We don't got to do all right. We don't got to go back to those. It is what it is, chat. We pretty much highlighted everything we could highlight. It is what it is, man. Like I said, this is not the right coach for Caitlin Clark. I know they're not going to fire her. So we're just going to see what happens. I know they had a meeting, right, allegedly. So hopefully things change. We do got a CBA to worry about anyway. So there's that, you know what I'm saying? But everything, you know, it is what it is. We're going to move on. I just want to refresh your memories of everything. Never settle. Do not ever fall for the hezzy. Stephanie White is never going to be that coach. They like to say, oh, she's a good coach. She's a good coach. Good coaches adjust. She fails to adjust, or maybe she doesn't want to adjust. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to force her to adjust either, because she's going to self-sabotage just to say, I told you so. You seen it when Kayla Clark went on that three-point barrage. Stephanie White had her hands folded like, damn it, I can't. Like, it's like she's waiting for Caitlin Clark's failure. She even called Caitlin Clark injury a blessing in disguise. I don't care what reasoning you have for that. You will never hear a coach say something that's stupid. Like, you know what? I digress, man. Listen, but it's your boy Venom. W Fever Fridays in the chat, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through, rocking with your boy. This is the side where we tell the truth at, you know, the unfiltered truth. I love you guys so much. You guys are genuinely the best. We did have more to get into, but we'll probably save it for next week. You guys are the best. Hopefully you guys are in good health, good spirit. The season is not too far away. I need the CBA to be done with. Hopefully next Friday when we're sitting here, the CBA deal is signed. You guys are the best. Hit the like button on your way out as well. Hit the sub button on your way out as well. And I'm going to see you guys next Friday. Love you guys. Peace out. CC, we waiting on them sneakers, girl.
C22.